Hello there, this is Patricia from Pinky's World, and tonight I have made this lovely little package for some Christmassy candles. It's very simple. It's like triangles, really, a triangular shape around the whole base, and the top just opens up inside. Inside I actually can fit 3 of these wee candles. They're gorgeous. They're Yankee candles, and they're clean cotton. Really lovely little smell of them, lovely fresh smell. But you can fit 3 in, but I recommend you putting them like this, 2 that way and that way, just so that it doesn't put pressure on your wee score lines. And for this one I have went ahead and decorated it with pop of petals, would you believe. I wanted to see if I could create a flower type, like a poinsettia flower, and I think it's pretty close because I white embossed it, and I have lovely gold thread popping out behind and a gold faceted gem and poppy parade ribbon at the top to hold it close. And you just simply open it and just stretch it. You don't even have to unravel the ribbon, you just stretch it out and you can get your candles out, and it has like a square base on it. So I was really pleased with it. It took me a wee while to figure out what way I wanted to go to be able to fit those candles, but I finally got there. So I'm going to show you how to make it. And you're going to need a piece of DSP decorative paper of some sort that measures 6.5 by 6.5, and we'll just start by scoring it. Most of the scores you can do on your board. I'm going to have this as my outside, so I want to score this side. So we're going to start, get this bond straight, or it'll be landing on my knee. So we're going to start with the score lines for the bottom. So we'll start at score at 1.5 and then score at 5.5, and then turn it round, and this is your bottom, so you want to score at 1.5, but we're only going, turn it round to this side, score with the deeper one. This is what you need to do, right? So this was 1.5 inches deep. So go to your 1.5 and go down just to that 1.5 inch line across here. So you're just marking there, and then you go another 1.5 to 3 inches, and you can go right down to the bottom of this one. The next one is 4.5, and just the same again down to this 1.5 inch line. And then the next one is 6 inches, and you can go right down to the bottom. That's more or less everything, but keep your tool because you're going to have a wee bit more scoring to do, and it can be hard to do. So I'm going to mark it with a pen just so that you can see it. You're getting a good wee view there, but I'm going to be in your shadow. So that point there, draw a dot at it, and then you have to score down to this point and this point. So that will be the front and back of your box, and you need to get those wee triangular shapes. So the same for this. Go to the first score line that comes to that 1.5 inch, mark a dot. You're going to bring it over to this dot, and you're going to bring it over to this dot, and then just get your ruler and your score pen or score tool, line it up with those dots and give it a score. And the same this side, lined up with that dot down to that dot, and this gives you that lovely wee shape. Same on this side, go to your central dot and go down to that base one. And same over here. And that should be all your dots done, or all your things. So you want to now fold so to be able to see. It is very hard to see these cuts. So fold that bottom one up and fold this one. If you did that in pencil, you won't need to do it in pen, but it will be on the inside anyway, so don't worry. It's actually at the bottom on the inside here, so you're not going to be able to see it, but you will see those ones. So do those in pencil, and then you can rub them out. I just did it like that so that you're going to be able to see it in the camera. So do your central fold. Give your folds a good crease, and it maybe help us to see when we're going to do the wee bits of cutting that we have to do. So now we're going to do this first one, and you know it's only going to certain points, so don't overscore it. It's just to give us that lovely wee shape, a wee bit of dimension to your box. I think it really gives it a nice wee Christmassy shape with the triangles. So just follow it, those score lines you done to each point, and the same this way. And that should be your scoring done. You should be able to see that. Yeah, you can get a good view of that. This is the bottom of the box. So we'll start with the bottom, and we'll want to cut away. This one, we're taking half of it away. We only need a wee half bit there. So cut into that. It's harder for me to see it actually than it is for you. And cut those right up. And you can trim that ever so slightly, just so it tucks in nice and neat. Next one, cut it straight down. You can see that. I actually can see it better in the camera than I can in real life. Right. You can trim that one in slightly. Just slightly. We want it to cover the base nicely without too many gaps. So it's just a wee slither. The next one, we don't need all of it. So cut down to that point, and then take half of that away. Just roughly half. It doesn't need to be measured or anything. And again, you can chop those in so they're neat out of your way. And then this one, you're going to cut in slightly. And then this one can come away, this wee end bit, just so you can cut that in slightly. Now this is going to be your wee side closure, so you can take the bottom one away and just cut in slightly there. And then we need to cut up this one. And cut this one nice and straight if you can. This is your lid part, and you want them to look nice. So that should be okay. Now we're going to start now by putting our seal on. Now you can go with your tape pen, but you know I'm going to do with glue because I want it to stay closed. And sometimes in the heat of all the Christmas decorations and whatever, things can come apart, and you don't want that happening. So just put a bit of glue and fold your box in half, and that should line up, hopefully. Not particularly good there, Patricia. I wonder why. Well, I'm going to give it a trim anyway because it's done and it's fairly fixed. Just trim off that excess. You probably won't have that excess. And that's giving you your shape. You can see it popping up already. Now, this is going to be your base, so you just fold in those two. Fold one over and the other is going to stick right on top of it. So again, have a check before you glue it. Any overhang, get rid of it. You don't need it, you don't want it. I'm going to actually do it this way. Cut it in slightly. Same with that side. Now, see how that looks. That one in. Yeah, so I'm going to put that one on the inside and this one on the outside, and it looks fine. So you just need a wee bit of glue, and you can put a wee tip on that. Sorry, I'm not busy nosing to see if I've got it right. Put a bit of glue on. You could use your runner again if you want. And just before you seal it down, just make sure you have a good straight edges. Oh, sticking to me. See what I mean? Now, that looks okay. If you pop in your candles it will help, but I want to run this through the corner puncher on my envelope punch board to round these wee parts off here at the top, just to give them a nicer look. It definitely was offline there. Just be careful when you're doing those top ones that you don't have to go and trim these up and ruin it. So I need to put my candles in because it doesn't look like it wants to take without a wee bit of weight. So I'm popping in 2 upright, and they will go in. And then this one, you can actually get it in, but I don't want to put pressure on my wee decoration bit, so I'm just going to pop it in like that. It won't do it any harm, but it'll give that base a wee bit of a cling before it gets finished. So that's pretty nice. Now on this bit, it measures roughly 3 inches, so you want to go and mark it for your holes. And again, I'm using a nice bright red pen so that I can see it. I mark it at 1 inch and at 2 inches. We don't get mixed up in them berries. And then just get your whatever you're using for your hole punch and pop 2 holes through. And now you want to thread some ribbon through, and I'm using the Poppy Parade again, pardon me, and just feed it through. And tie yourself a nice bow. Doesn't need to be massive. This is fairly thick ribbon, but I wanted something more than just string at the top. So just feather about till you're happy with your bow, and then give it a trim. That's that part decorated. Now we just need to add some nice decoration to the front, and I went ahead and did a bit of stamping, and I'm using the Winter Woods beautiful wee set along with the Winter Day set, what do you call it, In the Woods framelits. So it gives you 3 of the pine branches, wee tiny branches. It gives you 3 of the same die cut, which means you can cut 3 out at a time, which is great. And it gives you 2 of the wee pine cone, which helps you, it gets you through much quicker, you know. That is a great set. It goes along, I think it is available as a bundle still. It'll only be available as a bundle for a while, so check it out, and you save 10% if you buy it as a bundle. Oh, catch myself up here. So I use that, and again use the wee stamps, the pine cone, the pine leaves, and the Thinking of You This Season is what I'm going to put in this one. The other one I didn't bother, I just put the flower on so it'll do for anybody at all. So as I said, I've stamped these in Garden Green, and stamped this one on crumb, what do you call that, biscuit crumb biscuit something or other, I can't remember the name of it now, but I'll have it in the details. And this was stamped in real red. So I just want to add, I wonder would one of these fit, maybe, whoops, staticky, just about. I don't want any white edges hanging over. So we're going to set that, and we're going to link these to it. So one at either side, at the back there, and then a couple up at the top. And because I've used up all that space, I'm going to need a bit of glue to hold that together, so I'll just put a bit of white glue on it and pop it at the top of your sentiment, and you can shift those about to whatever way you want before it settles. Oops, And you could give them a wee curl them up. I should have done that first and give them a wee bit of life. Now you can add as many as you want, because you know you can cut out 3 at a time, which is pretty good. So this is just going to sit on the front there, and I'll just use some dimensionals in the center because it's overhanging slightly. And again, you could go with some of the gold thread behind that if you fancied. I'm not going to bother at the minute. I'm just going to pop this on. Thinking of you this season. Oops, we'll go up a wee bit so it's not too much hanging off. And again, you could put 2 wee, oops, daisy, 2 wee faceted gems. The smaller ones would just be perfect there to keep it all nice and rich looking for Christmas. Oops, come on, baby. Because that's hanging off, it doesn't want to take the pressure. Just line it up in those 2. It's just made for them. I think that's nice. Well, like, you buy a box of those, make up your wee boxes, and like, with only using 6.5 inches, you can get a couple out of 2 big sheets and make a couple of wee gifts for people. I think the wee added gifts are always nice at Christmas. It just adds a wee bit of selection, you know, wee surprises that they're not sure about. So, 3 candles each, differently decorated, one with the centre and one wide, and use up any scraps, 6.5 inch scraps that you have. Will use up a lot of your old papers lying about if you're not making cards with them. So I hope that was okay, and hope you enjoyed it, and maybe have a go. And remember, I'm doing a showcase Sunday, so anybody that makes follows any of my tutorials, sends me a photograph, I'll give them this Sunday for a post to show it off. So thanks for stopping by now, and I'll catch you all later. Bye.